In this video I will demonstrate how to use the scorecard printing file. Once you have downloaded the file to your computer and opened it, it should look like this. Obviously the first thing you need to do is to scroll down and enter the names of all your bowlers in this area here. To save time, I've got a list of players over here which I'll just copy. Click on the top one, drag to the bottom, right click, left click copy, come over to this file, left click in there, right click and left click on paste special, and then on values. So if you've got a listing in Excel of your members somewhere, you can do it like that. Just remember it's left click, paste special, values. Okay, now once we've done that, to use the file, obviously we just fill in the information up here, which is pretty straightforward. Let's say we're playing pairs on this particular day. The first thing you do is click in this cell here, and it's a double left click like that, and that makes the cell go yellow with a little drop down arrow at the side. To enter a player's name in there, you just start typing his name. So I see over there we've got a Colin Campbell. Let's say Campbell's going in there, so we just start typing Campbell, and you can see Colin Campbell's dropped into the box. We go down to the skip, double left click. Let's say Ellis is playing in there, start typing Ellis, and in he goes. Come over the other side, let's say Davis is playing lead, double left click, start typing Davis, and in he goes. Skip, let's say it's Sims, start typing Sims, double left click first, start typing Sims, and in he goes. The other way you can use this, if you want to, is to double left click and then click on the arrow, and you can select the name from the drop down list. So there's a little scroll bar at the side here to move the file, to pick what you want. Now I'll just show you this. Let's say you've already picked a player up here, and you pick the same player somewhere else on the sheet. Both their names will go red, and you'll know that there's a problem. So if we come back there, we'll take Campbell out of there. Just click on the cell, press delete on the keyboard. That'll take him out. We do a double left click to click another name, and we'll just do this one. So obviously you just oh, we've already got him, so that's no good. There we go. So you just keep going like that till you've got all your names in. This little spot here is for your rink number. So let's say you're playing on rink 2 and rink 4. We just drop the rink numbers in there, 2 and 4. It's a good idea after you've put in the your members' names in here to save the file as your master, and then I'd probably save it as a master backup before you start doing this here, just in case you overwrite everything. So by doing that, every time you start a new day's bowls, you open up the master, it'll have the names on there, and these cells won't be filled in, obviously. Now let's assume you've filled all your names in there for how many players you've got for the day. To do the cards, we simply come to here, and I'll just show you what the cards look like. File print. These cards are set up for a printer that has the cards going in on the right hand side of the printer, but if your printer has the cards going in the middle, you just come to page setup down here, click on margins, change the left margin. This is a trial and error thing. Change your left margin to, I don't know, let's say 2.5, and as you can see it's dropped across to the middle. It's probably nearly right. You have to run a few cards through to make sure that they're typing in the middle. Now, as many teams as you've got, in this particular case we've only got 2 teams, so when we go to print the cards, we only want to print the first 2 cards. That's page 1 and page 2. We go to File, Print, and we go print from pages 1 to page 2. If you don't do that, when you start to print, it'll print all of the cards and you'll just waste cards. Now, to have a look what's happening here with the names, you'll see in the first team we've got Campbell and Ellis are playing Davis and Sims. So if you come to the cards, you've got Campbell and Ellis playing Davis and Sims. The one underneath will be the same, Metcalfe and Warner, Braun and Rogers. We've got Metcalfe and Warner and Rogers. Now, the first thing you do is, as I said, print cards 1 to 2, and then you do the rear of the cards. You've got cards and cards rear. That belongs to cards. That's the information that goes on the back of the cards. Then you've got cards 2 and cards 2 rear. It sounds complicated, but it's not. The only difference between cards and cards 2 is that these names are reversed. Sims will be on that side with his partner, and Ellis will be on the other side. As you can see, Sims are on that side, Ellis is on the other side. So after you've done the front of this card, you turn them over and you do cards rear. Now on the rear of the card, it puts the players' names at the top of the score box, so they don't have to worry about that. And this card belongs to Ellis. This is if you're giving out 1 card to each skip. If you're only giving out the 1 card per rink, well, you just do the cards. Just do cards and cards rear, and they've got 1 card for the ring. If you want a card for each skip, you do the first one, as I said, cards and cards rear. Then you do cards 2 and cards 2 rear. Now these cards are measuring 90 centimetres by 130 centimetres, and they're made up of 250 grams per square metre paper, which you can buy from Officeworks. You get a ream of 125 A4 sheets for $17, which will make up 500 cards. If you want to do them yourself, that's one way you can do it. The other way is you can go to a printer and buy cards. I've been dealing through a place called Canberra Printing, and they supply 4,000 cards. The last price was $130 for 4,000 cards, and their phone number is 02 6280 6925. That's probably about it, really. So I think you'll find it'll save a lot of time for you. Counts up the number of bowlers you've got, which might come in handy. So as usual, if you need any more help, my phone number and email address are on the bottom of the help tab on my website. Thanks for listening.